We'll wait till around 8:10 and then we'll start the session.
Yeah, sure. No worries.
Yes.
We have less people today.
Yes. I guess yesterday, due to the platform, like yesterday, the AirMeet platform, it was not that great. So I think today a lot of people are not joining in yet, but we're trying. Let's see how many more people come. We'll wait for around 10 more minutes.
Yeah.
How many more people join, we'll continue with them.
Yeah.
I hope all of you completed your assignment from yesterday.
You can ping here like what you guys have tried, right? So that we can talk about that.
Yes, if you guys want to talk, you can unmute yourselves now and just ask a few doubts regarding stuff from anything from yesterday or something like that.
Yeah, if you have any confusion, you can go ahead and ask me right away. More freedom to you guys today. Someone has shared the yesterday code. This is the code which we like left.
I guess we can start then.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, just before you start, I would like to call Pranil.
Mhm.
Uh, yeah, so yeah, over
Can
to
you
you,
hear me?
Pranil. Yes, Pranil.
So we'll start at Nick.
Yes, we can start.
Okay. Hi guys, I'm Pranil Kolpakra, and on behalf of HackClub VIT Chennai, I warmly welcome you to the second day of FlutterUp. Hope you guys put in yesterday's knowledge to good work, as in our Discord channel, we had provided a few codes. For those of you who are not part of the Discord channel, we'll be putting the link in the chat box, so please feel free. Also, we'll be hosting a Kahoot quiz at the end of the session, so do hang back till then, as there are plenty of prizes to be won. And please do tag us on your stories, as you guys could win a potential prize as well. And I would like to thank all of you guys for your feedback. As you can see, we switched to another platform, and you can voice out your opinions. Okay. Now I'd like to welcome Hasnen. Hasnen, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah. So over to you.
Okay, thank you. Thanks a
Yeah.
lot, Pranay. Okay, so one more time, you guys know me. I guess we had a great session yesterday, and yeah, I am more curious to know like who has done the part what we were trying to achieve yesterday, and even I have done that when I just started the session at 8 o'clock, and I was doing at that time. So I have did something like this where I have just matched up. I'm just gonna share my screen.
Your cam is also off, Hassan, so if you could just turn that on.
Okay, yeah, I'm doing it.
Yes, perfect.
Okay. So yeah, hello everyone one more time, and I hope my screen is visible, right?
Yes, yes, it's visible.
Okay. So I guess I just messed up with the icon name and the colors. We will definitely make it good, look good. So first, let us see who has done what. Like, does anyone try doing this stuff? And did you guys face any kind of difficulties, or you guys did something new? And if you have any questions regarding this, you can just ask me, right? Okay. So yesterday we were just having an approach of position, using a position on the top of the icon builder, which we created yesterday. The method was created by us, right? And we used a position over here, right? So there will be some problems if you try to use position when you want to align the icons like this way, right? Because the problem is right now our whole the whole part of the quick b, this column, is now been done as it's taking all the available width, right? So if you put a position and if you use left as 0, then your icon is going to sit on the left hand side, right? And I don't think so that will be a great idea to use a position over here, right? So I was just demonstrating yesterday to use a position was because you need to know whenever you use stack, the position is the most important thing, and you can align everything when you use position, right? But in this case, position is not going to work because we want our icons to be in the center of the screen, right? And what I have done is I have used a container over the icon builder so that I can align the icon from the left and right however I want, right? So you can see over here, I have 4 icons, right? And let me just get rid of this new. I am just familiar, still writing a new, right? So what happened? Uh, what does age insets do, right? So margin is nothing but, let me just open up the sketch. Okay, I'm gonna make it new. Okay. So if you're a web developer, then you might know how margin works, right? Margin always work outside of your box. So for example, if this is your container, right? And if you want to give a margin, right? So margin will take outside of the box. But if you want to take a padding, then padding works inside of the box, right? So if what does age insets do? Age insets is nothing but providing some space inside the box or outside of the box, right? So this is inside and this is outside, right? Now, what is difference between what if we want to give spacing outside and inside, right? So when you want to give space outside, you use margin, and when you want to give space outside, I mean inside, you use padding, right? So that is pretty simple, and that is what I have done over here. I want an space outside of my box, outside of our circles, right? So I have used a margin, and according to my own numbers, I have played with the numbers, and I got the exact locations of that particular thing. So I have used the icons like not properly, so that is totally fine. We can change the icons and colors, but now you can see we have our first screen, which is same. It is looking same as like this. We have 4 icons and they are stacked like this, and we have a quick B icon, right? So right over here. So yeah, we can use the colors accordingly. Of course, I don't know what this guys is using. I don't know the font, what font is used, and I don't have that font in my assets. So I'm really sorry that we cannot make our font to look same, right? But yeah, we have kind of similar design. If we can just quickly, if you want, I can just share the code. I'm gonna share the code on the same space where we were doing yesterday, right? So Control A and I'm gonna remove the code from code share. So if you have lost the link, I will provide you the link. Here is the link. Okay. So now just let me know if you are ready with your screen so that we can move forward, right? And let us try to create the another screen, which we have is, I guess, this screen, right? So what we're going to do is we are going to use the same quick B, right? Whatever the design we have created, and then we are going to create 2 buttons, 3 buttons, right? That is going to be a Facebook and Google, as well as the sign in with email. Now again, if you want to use those icons, then you need to use some libraries to get that icons into your assets, right? And for that, what you can do is you can just go ahead and search for pub.dev. On this pub.dev is the website given by the Flutter where people will post their plugins and packages, right? So that we don't have to write a code directly. We just go to this website, right? And we can use that code inside our application or inside our Flutter app. We don't need to write everything from the scratch. So I want to use those icons in my app. So what I'm going to do is there is a popular icon library in the web app, right? So the same library that is called Font Awesome is present in Flutter as well, right? So we will use Font Awesome. So as soon as you do that, it would be great if we use on Google Font Awesome icons Flutter. Yeah. So you will get this library, and you can see everything, how many likes this library got and who is giving this library. It is given by the Flutter community itself, right? And yeah, it is a well-known library. I'm going to post the link so you can use it right away. Okay. So this says, how do we install this, right? So if you will just see at the stuff, what is happening over here. Okay. So the library name is Font Awesome Flutter, right? And it works on Android, iOS, web, right? And this is the community who is managing this library. right? So Flutter community is like, there are so many people involved in this, and you can see based on the font awesome 5.13 includes all free icons, regular, solid, and brands. So when it includes brands, then we are going to get Facebook and Google, right? G plus as well. Okay, so we have icons given by material as well, but we cannot use brands in that. They don't have brand icon, for example Facebook or some other brand icons, right? So those icons will only be provided by some third parties, from those who are having a license to use that brand icons, right? So the font awesome has that brand icons, and we can use that icons into our Flutter app. And it is pretty simple. What you need to do is you need to put your font awesome library and the latest version number, right? Or if you don't want to even write the latest version number, you can just post it into your pubspec.yaml. So what you're going to do is you're going to copy over here and go inside your pubspec.yaml file, and inside this, after your Cupertino icons, just put it over here and just hit save. As soon as you hit save, it is going to run a command called pub get packages, something I don't remember. And over here you can see, yeah, this is the command flutter pub get. And over here you can see you cannot put the latest version, but of course we can use the number. Better we can see how to install it. So yeah, what is the latest version over here is 8.8.1, right? So I'm going to use the 8.8.1. As soon as I save, it is going to again run flutter pub get, and this library will be installed in my project, right? Now I can use that library anywhere. Okay, so now yesterday we created a landing page, right? And now what we need to do is we need to display this landing page for kind of 3 seconds, right? And after 3 seconds, we need to navigate to some other page so that we can display the rest of the screen, right? The screen which we are going to use or which we are going to build right over here, right? So now for that, what we need to do is we need to create one more file, and we are going to make that file as what do we call that file, as an login and reg dart. I'm sorry, I'm so bad at name. So over here you can see we can even log in and we can even register. So I'm going to use as login and register dart, right? So right over here we have even login and register, right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create one. So yesterday we learned about what is stateful and stateless widget, right? So today we are going to use stateful only, because you can see stateless only because you can see we don't have any things which is going to get changed in entire our screen, right? So I'm going to call login reg, and to make this to resolve this error, I'm a bit lazy to type, so I'm going to use this bulb symbol, and it is going to ask me which library you want to import, and I'll say I want material library, and I'm going to use material.dart, right? So this error will be resolved. Now, how do we come from one page to another? That is one more important part. But after 2 seconds, how do we come from one page to another, right? So this is kind of, we can say this is a landing page. And after this page is built, right? After 3 seconds, this page is built. We want to move from this page to another page. So for that, what I need to do is I need to use a duration, right? And that duration will allow me to put a seconds into that for this many seconds you need to wait. After this seconds, this particular code will be executed, right? So what I'm going to do is future, right? The things which is going to happen in future. Future is ahead of time, right? The 1 second from now is a future, right? So I'm going to use future dot delay. So this will basically delay my code execution and it will delay whatever the second I'm going to provide over here. Now it asks me a duration, how much duration I want, right? So I will use a duration class, which is given by Flutter, right? Flutter library, and I will use these seconds over here, and I will say 2 seconds. After this, I'm going to write one function which will be called after 2 seconds of the build method get run, right? So what I will do, I will just differentiate this by comma and put the semicolon so that compiler understand that this is the end of the future.delay. And on this particular thing, I want to push the page which I created, that is login rec dot dot, right? I want to push that page. So push is nothing but in the how it works is the data structure what they are having to keep a track on which page you are coming, right? So for example, first you open the landing page, right? And then you open the login page, and then you open the register page. So things get stacked on each other, right? So that when you press a back button, it will just pop from that stack. So you will directly go to the last second item of that particular stack. So they are using just a push and pop function, if you're familiar with the data structure, and they uses that same concept over here for their navigation of the app, right? So what we're going to do is we are going to use navigator class, navigator dot of context, right? So what is context over here? Definitely, I will explain what is context, right? Or else, if you don't want to use a context, what you can do is you can directly use the push function of navigator, right? And push function is going to accept the context. Now, what does route means? Route is nothing but where you wanted to go. What is your route, where you want to reach, right? That is what a route represent. So we are using material library, and we have a route defined by the material, and we call it as material page route, right? Now this will accept the builder, right? So what is builder? See, you want another page to get built, right? So for that, we need to say our material page router to say that whatever the page I'm going to give you, you need to build this page, right? So what I'm going to say is, first I'm going to pass the context, right? And then um, okay, 1 second. Let me just take a look. What does it accept? We're gonna have the builder and a maintain state. Okay, so before the builder, we're gonna even pass the context so that it will directly call my page. Whatever the class we gave over here, it is login rec. Okay. It is context, right? And right over here inside builder, I'm going to call login. So I feel today there is no interaction from you guys. Like, I don't know, am I missing something today? Like, are you guys able to understand what exactly I'm doing on the screen? I just need a response so that it can be, the session will be more interactive, and I can understand what exactly in what pace I should go. Is it good? Like, I'm not able to understand whether you guys are able to understand what I'm writing on the screen.
If you guys have any doubts, you can unmute yourself and speak as well. That also shouldn't be an issue today.
Yes, exactly. So any Any question from you guys?
I had a doubt.
Yes, sure.
What is
Go
this
ahead.
context actually that you declared?
Okay. So I will definitely come to that. Okay. So for that, I will just share my sketch. Okay. So now, yesterday, did you understood or did you saw the tree which we were seeing yesterday when we were trying to use that tool which is given by the Flutter? I will just open it one more time today. I hope it should not take more time today. Okay. So if you will just take a look over here, I will just make it bigger. So now you can see we have a tree, right? So this is for you who asked me a question, right? So you can see over here, we have a tree. First, we have a column. So you can see over here, first we have a column, then we have a stack, right? So now, for example, you're going to push yourself or you're going to push yourself from one page to another, right? You're going to go from one page to another. So for example, you're clicking on this icon. I'm just giving an example. If you're clicking on this icon, right? And that icon is going to push from this page to the login and register page, right? So at that time, we need to pass the context. Context is nothing but the position of this icon, right? So this context will say or will hold the information where your widget is lying under the tree, right? Without this context, whenever you're going to come back, and if you're not going to have that context, then you're going to lose everything, because whenever you are going to push or when you're going to go from one page to another, or whether it is going to be a builder method, all the methods which is going to play or going to build your UI, those need to have a context, because they need to know at what place those particular widget needs to be inserted or removed, right? So if you are not going to have a context, then for this whole tree, you will lose like from where you came and where you were, right? So for example, if icon, I'm not going to pass a context in the icon, right? So whenever I'll come back, I will not have an idea, or compiler will not have an idea from which page that particular page is coming from, right? So whenever I click back button in my app or on the hardware of that particular phone, at that time compiler should get to know where should he or that compiler should go back, right? So for that reason, we need to pass a context every time, or for that reason, we need to pass a context when we are building something, right? So when we are building any widget, right, we always need to have a context in that. If we lose that context, then that widget will not rendered on the screen, and we will get an error, right? So that is the basic reason why we need. Yes, go ahead.
It's like a variable storing the complete widget context.
Yes, exactly. So that is coming from the build method right over here. You can see, and that build method is overridden using a stateless widget. So stateless widgets provide you all the information where your widget lies under the tree.
Thank you.
Okay, cool. That was a good question actually. Do we have any more questions? So since
Like, you show the code after that builder, it's not visible.
Oh, actually, it has an error. I will just resolve it. 1 second. I'm just going to the questions. What is context? So since this landing page and the login page are in same folder, we don't have link the files. We just call the widget, right? So this doesn't work like the web page, right? We don't have to link them. Instead of that, we need to pass the context. So the context is the thing which is which is linking them. So that is the basic thing which you need to understand, right? So widget will always link one page to another, that is one widget to another, and that is the only thing which you need to understand. So if you will use this thing, right, so what will happen is this will directly link one page to another. I'm sorry, I'm putting an extra context. Yeah, so this will link your widget from one page to another. So that is the only thing. I will just import this class, right? Yeah. So you can see over here, Okay. So let's analyze what we have written right over here, right? We need to understand how material page route work, right? Okay. See, now we have two contexts over here, right? And this both context is coming from the build method, right? Now, navigator.push keep tracks, right? That whenever I will come back, I should come back to this particular widget tree, and that is this build method, right? Now this context will be taken from here, and using this context it will build our new page, right, using some animations. Now material page have some animations that is going to be a slide from left to right or slide from top to bottom depending on your OS, right? If you are on the iPhone or if you are on the iOS OS, then it is going to be from top to bottom to top. On iOS is slide. Okay, I'm sorry for that. So yeah, that is why we need to use this. Okay, so let's go ahead. First, let me save this. I hope we should not get an error. I'm not sure. So you see, after 2 seconds, we just got navigated from one page to another. Let me rebuild my app and let's see what we have. 1, 2, here we go. Can you see? We are navigating from one page to another, right? So now, this is pushing our app, right? Now, if I slide, the iOS doesn't have the hardware button of back. So if I slide right over here, right, I must be able to go back. So can you see over here? I am able to go back, right? So now there is some weird effect right over here because I don't have anything in my login register page, and that is why that's a weird effect. Now what I will do in my login register, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a scaffold, right? So every scaffold gives you a white blank page, right? So now if you will just go back, this is going to do twice, right? Now if you just go back, right, it will just push you right just like this, right? I will just rebuild, and now we will not be able to see that weird effect, right? Okay. I'll just get rid of this inspector. We don't need it anymore. Even this part. Okay. So now we have okay. So we have a quick B right over here, and then we have 3 buttons to be created, right? So first we will quickly build this UI, and then we will explore what is scaffold, right? Because it is more important to understand what is scaffold, right? So first thing what I need to do is I need to use the same thing inside my. So what I will do, I will use my body. Scaffold gives us a body, and then inside body I'm going to use column, right? And I'm going to use so let's not make more confusion. What I'm going to do is every time I have to push my page. So better what we can do is on my main.dart, right, instead of giving home page as this part, as this scaffold, I'm going to give my home page as this one, right? So that we will not be able to, like, we don't have to push all the time. So that is our login rec. Right, so now every time this is my home page. So I don't have to push, like I don't have to make it keep running all the time. I'll just rebuild my app. Where's my debug console? Yeah, I'm just rebuilding. Okay, so now inside my landing page, the login register page, first child, what I'm going to do, I'm going to have is what was the landing, what's at a landing page? I don't remember the name. Yes, a landing page. Okay, the column accept as a children, and that is the reason I was not getting indulgence. Landing page, right? So you can see whatever build over there, it is right over here, but it is just pushing me again and again on every 2 seconds. So this is weird. This is weird. Where did we mess up? Okay, so we are calling this landing page, right? And the landing page includes this build method, right? And this is definitely going to create a problem because we are inside build, right? And this build method will get called every time, right? Because it is going to rebuild again and again. So what I'm going to do is right now I'm going to make this comment it down. And so now, of course, you need to keep this outside of your build method, right? That is going to be your init state. We are in stateless widgets, so of course we cannot use init state, but we can use init state when we are in stateful builder, right? And we need to wait till our widget get built. We need to call this method, right? So this is one approach for now, but yeah, we need to have a stateful widget to make this call, right? So now we have the similar thing ready over here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create, I'm going to make this center so that it comes in center. But you always know the starting position of the main axis alignment is starting. So I'm going to make it center, right? Now it is in center. Now we have pretty simple 2 icons, I mean 3 buttons, right? And they are on, so the whole part is in a vertical manner. The whole screen is a vertical manner, right? And that vertical manner, for that reason we are using, I got a question. So what's the command to run Flutter widget 3? Inspector. I don't know the command, I have never used it, but I will always use this in inspector tool. If you can see the cursor, open DevTools widget inspector page. You should get it inspector DevTools over here, right? Okay, so now we are in center. We need a button, right, which says that sign in with email. Now, the material library provides the button, right? And if we want, we can use that button. And those buttons are flat button, or we can say there are different types of buttons, right? You can use whatever the button you want, or else you can create your own button as well, right? So container is the powerful widget where you can create anything you want. Using container, we created these icons, right? If you want to create a button using container, you can use it and you can make it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you one simple way where how you can quickly create a button, right, using the library. So the library gives you something called flat button, and on flat button you can simply go ahead and give on press what should happen, right? And on child we need a text saying that sign in with email. So I will use text, right? And I will say sign in with email, right? So this will give me a one button, but you can see there is no color right now and it looks weird. So of course I need to give one good color to that particular button. So I'm going to use color, and I'm going to use the same color which we are using inside our landing page .dart. And inside landing page .dart we have on drop, not on home, we have the same color. Yes, on drop. It's a kind of green. So I pass in the color. So now you can see we got the button. And if I just go ahead and click on it, you can see we have a click function as well. If I go ahead and print something on my console, it should print, right? So you can see over here we have a working button. But if you want to customize your button more, and if you want to make your button, have your own styles, then I would really recommend you to go and create your own button, because that's what I prefer always. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create the customized button what I want, right? Even we can customize this thing, but of course, if you use container, then you have all the properties, all the access so easily. So I'm going to create a container, right? And that container is going to have a child, right? And I'm going to give that child as text, and that text is going to be sign in with email, right? So now I have a container which is totally blank, right? I should go ahead and give the color, right? So I will use color, and that is going to be a colors, the same one which we were using. So now you have a no design style button, right? Now, even if you click and nothing happens, this is not a button right now, and that is the reason it is looking like this, right? So now what I want to do is I want to expand my button. I want to make my button to take all the available space which is present right over here, right? So what I will do, first thing, there are a couple of ways, or there are multiple ways to do that. It is totally your thinking how you're going to design this. Okay, so sir, what was the issue with the built-in landing page? Okay, so if you remember, right, what we did was, if we called a future builder, right? And that future builder would get call on the build method, and this is a bad approach to do that, right? Because whenever we call a build method, right, this future builder will get call, and it will keep pushing your page, right? And that should not happen. The best way is to do that, whenever the build method gets completed, we have something called post callback, right? So I don't want to go that much deep, because you are at the beginner part, and I don't want to I don't want to make you think more or confuse more, saying all the concept of, like, the advanced concept of the Flutter. But I'm just saying you the approach. What can be the other approach is, we need to wait till build method gets built, right? So till over here, we need to wait, right? After that, Flutter provides a add post callback. That means as soon as this build method gets completed, we need to call this part, so that it will only call one time, right? Now, this add post callback will accept the concept, so that it will understand from where we are going, right? Okay, cool. So now we have a kind of normal container, right? Now, as I said, we talked about margin. So let's see what we have if I use margin. Age insets dot. Now you have many properties over here. We are going to use right now. We are going to use all and see what we get, right? So if I'm going to give margin of 20.0, then it is going to take margin from all the side, right? So you can see our container is of same size, but we got a margin on top, left, right, and bottom, right? Now, if I give padding, what happens? Just take a look. I'm going to give padding of same thing, just like this, whatever I gave in margin. So now you can see I got that padding inside. I got a space inside of the button, right? So padding always create a space inside, and margin always create a space outside, right? But the thing is, I need to make this button, or I want this button to take all the available space in horizontal way, right? So now there are two ways to do that. Either you can wrap your container with a row, right? And then you use expanded, so that your whole button, your whole width will be taken with that button, like that. So let's go ahead and do that approach first, and then see what other approach we can have. Or we try the simpler approach. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give a width of max dot double dot max finite, right? So this will take all the available space, right? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my text center, right? So this will make my text center. Now you can see we have a similar looking button, but of course we need to really make the edge curve. And I'm going to hit one question right away. What do we do if you want to hit, or sorry, if we want to make our edges curve? What do we use that? So we used that yesterday, and what is that property called? Can someone help me with that property? I forgot that property. I'm gonna make this color white, so I'm gonna use textile, and inside textile I'm gonna use colors dot white, right? So now I have okay, so we have a box decoration. Cool, that is great. We have a box decoration, but inside box decoration we need to use border radius to make that edges curve, right? So what we need to do is, inside our box decoration, we're going to use decoration and box decoration. Inside box decoration, what do we have is a border radius, right? And I'm going to give a circular border radius. So I will use border radius dot circular. And how about giving 10.0? Okay, so we got this problem yesterday as well. Whenever we are using box decoration, or whenever we are using box decoration, we cannot use color outside. And this is the normal problem I always face when I'm writing a Flutter code, right? So now you can see we have a sweet button ready, right? And it looks kind of similar, right? We have, yeah. Now, what we can do is we need to create. So this was the a same approach, or this was the simpler approach what you can do, right? And even you can do the same thing for the two buttons, right? Now if you want to create these two buttons, right, what do you have is these two buttons are next to each other, right? So of course you need to have a row, right? You cannot use column. If you will use column, then this two button goes down right over next to each other. Now you have two buttons which is next to each other. Okay, I'm gonna share the code. Control A. Can you just say what exactly you're getting an error? It's better to, you know, debug the error instead of just copying pasting the code, so that you can understand more what exactly happening. Yes, I have pasted the code. Okay. So now, 1 second. Okay. So now we have our first button ready. We are going to create two more buttons, right? And what I'm going to do is, in this, I'm going to use another approach, right? So I will use row, and even row accepts things as a children. Let me just hit a comma over here. Row is going to have a multiple widgets inside, so it should have a children. Now, inside children, I need to have a two container, which is going to be something like this, right? So two containers with icon and text. Now, if you will just take a look on these two buttons are in a horizontal way, but inside that particular containers, or inside that buttons, we have two more things. The first one is icon, and then the text, and that is also in a horizontal way, right? So what we can do for that, even we need to use a row for that, right? So first we will try to design the Facebook, right? And for that, what we can do is we can have a container. First, let me just go ahead and format my document so that we get a better approach, a better space to write our code. Right. Now, inside our children, first we need a container, right? And that container is going to have a child. And inside our container of, there are two child, right? The first one is uh, the Facebook icon and then the Facebook text, right? And again, they are in a horizontal manner, right? So what you need to do is you need to use a row, right? And then inside that, again, two child. The first one is the icon, and that is the Facebook icon. So for now, I'm going to put some normal icon, but I need to make you understand this is the icon which is coming from the material library, but we need to use the icon from the Font Awesome library, which we installed earlier, right? And we are going to have a text that is going to be a Facebook, right? So now if we will just go ahead and take a look, we have something like this, right? Let's take this first as center, right? So I'm going to use main axis alignment dot center, right? So now we are in center. Now let's go ahead and try to give some color to our container. So let's go ahead and use color, and the color is going to be I don't know what is the color for Facebook. I will just grab it from my tool. I have a color picker, I can use that, right? So I will just grab the color, I will copy it from here, and I will use it right over here. So it's a hexadecimal, so I'll use it just like this. It should be 0, right? As soon as you do this, you should get a Facebook color, right? And this text should be again white text. So I'm going to use the right over here. I'm going to use style for my text, and that is called text style. And this text style will allow you to do everything: decoration, box decoration, decoration color, font family. You can change font size, font weight, everything you can change. But for now, we are going to change the color, and we are going to use colors.white, right? So we will get a white color. Same thing for the icon. I can use colors.white, right? So now I have a white color, but I need the same padding for my button, right? Or maybe less, I don't know. Let's see the spec, what we have. So let us see. I guess it is similar, or we have more for both the button, I guess. Is it fine? Or it is a little bit more for Facebook. Let's just use the curve so that we will get to know what do we have. Okay. So we will use box decoration to make our container curve. So we will use decoration, box decoration, and let me put the color inside box decoration, or else we will get the error, right? And then we are going to have same. I'm going to copy and paste. I'm a bit lazy. I got one extra. Format the document, right? So now I have a color and I'm about a radius ready. Let's see what we have, right? So I guess we have a little bit more padding. I would really like to reduce to a 15, make it look perfect. Yeah, this looks perfect. Now we have only the container of how much ever the content we have inside, right? And I don't want to do like that. I want to really have that button to take all the available space, right? So what I will do is I will use on this container something called expanded, right? So that will expand my button throughout the screen, right? Now what I will do is I will use my text. We don't even need to use text because we are using row, and I need to say my row that you should be center. So main axis alignment. So the best part is to remove from the parent row and put your things to the row. So now we are center. Now inside the same row, right? This is the row and this is the children. We have one expanded. I will use the another expanded, right? And that will create another button for me, right? So we have two buttons ready. But the thing is, we have some spacing issue, right? But now if we'll take a look, we have a spacing issue only uh, only horizontal way, right? From top and bottom, it looks perfect, but in horizontal way, that is from this edge and in between this, we have a spacing issue. But before we do that, we really need to change our icon. So I guess that is far icon. Yes, if you want to use a font awesome icon, you need to use far icon widget. But the thing is, you need to first install your this part, right? And then only you will have an access to this widget, or else you will get an error, right? So how do we get a widget name? Let me just take a look to the pub.dev. If I want to use an icon, if I'll just take a look inside, if I'll go to the example, right? And then I'll just see how they have used. So right over here, where is far icon? Let me just find right over here. So you can see we are using icon and then the size, right? But I want to know what should be the what icon name should be given, like what icon we should give, how they're using the naming. Okay, so let us try blindly. I don't want to waste time to just for searching. So it has an icon, right? It has icon. Okay, it directly takes as an icon. So I'm going to use far icon dot no. How do we use it? Just 1 second. Icon is going to be an icon, that is icon data. Okay. I'm sorry, I have never used this. I have always used the material icons. So 1 second. Let me just take a look over here. Oh. Font awesome gallery. It is better to it is better to use or search directly. Okay, it is font awesome icons dot whatever the icon we want. It was pretty simple. It is just like that. Font awesome icons dot Facebook. So right over here we got one Facebook, but we don't need that. We need some other brand. Facebook F. Yes, exactly. And we need to give a color, and it is going to be a colors dot white. And we need to have some spacing between the text and the style. Now, you know, two ways to give a space. Either you can use margin or either you can use padding, right? But there is another way to do that. And I always do that. I always use it. It's called sized box. So it will just create an empty space for you, right? So I will use width and I will give 10.0. I guess it is going to be a more. No, it is fine. And I'm going to use, again, I'm going to use my color picker. Sorry if I'm missing the questions. Please tell your error to so that sir I can so that sir can explain why. Okay, this is from please share the code. I'm getting some error. Guys, please feel free to share your errors. Okay, or if you're stuck somewhere, right? The thing is, I don't have a target to complete the thing, but we need to make this session more interactive so that we can understand what we are doing, right? Creating UI is not the important. Understanding how to create UI is more important, right? Size box versus container. Okay. So container till now you have a property to put colors. You can put icons inside that. You can put children's as in text, image, whatever you want. You can put. You can give box shadows. Everything you can do right using container. But for size box, you cannot give colors. You cannot put text. Size box doesn't have those stuff, right? So if you will just take a look over here on the right over here, just take a look on the definition of the size box. Size box doesn't accept those things. It just have width, it just have height, and it just have child, right? But box, I mean, the container has multiple properties wherein you can use whatever, you can design whatever you want, right? So size box is just used to put some space in between, right? So we were in log rack. So we have used this, right? I hope I answered your question, Surya. Okay, I need to pick this color as well. Here we go. Guys, I'm sorry, I'm not sharing the color. Someone could have asked me, right? How do you got the Facebook color? I will just use this color, and I will share both the color. If this is the color for the Google, and this is the last one is for the Facebook. Just use this, right? Okay, so now we have two beautiful buttons ready, right? Now we have a size box ready over here. I want to use that size box right over here as well so that I will get a nice space. Okay, sure, I will. Make sure to install the font awesome or else you will get an error. The code is updated. Okay. Now, let me just go ahead and remove this icon and use fa icon. I don't know how to pronounce it. Is fa icon or f icon? I don't know. Font awesome. Icons.google. Is it Google plus G? I don't know. Yeah. So this is the updated icon for the Google plus. Over there it is colors dot white, right? So we have our UI ready, but we have a spacing issue for both the container, and we know how we resolved for the top one, and that was pretty simple using margin, right? We kept a margin. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use margin on my topmost row, right? So rep with widget, or else maybe I can use margin right over here directly, but I don't have a margin over here. So better to use margin on this part. I will use the margin from the top, right? But now you will see one issue that is they are going to take the margin from top also and from left also, right? But we don't need such behavior, right? We need to control this behavior. So what I will do, I have a control over here, putting symmetric, right? I will use a method called symmetric. Symmetric will allow me to control my height or control my spacing in horizontal and vertical way. So right now I only need a space in a horizontal way, right? So what I will do, horizontal, right? And it is going to be about 20.0, right? So now you can see I just got the space horizontally. From top, from vertical, it got removed, right? Now, in the similar way, what I need to do is for my, well, if you want to have a more control, you can remove and use only, which will allow you to put from all the 4 directions. So for example, I need from left hand side, right? That is going to be a 20, right? So from left hand side, it is 20. And from right hand side, I need only 10. So I will put 10, right? So I got 10. Now I will do the same thing for my another container, that is this one. But now if I do left, then it is going to be on another direction. I need to switch that because our Google button is touching the edge on the right hand side. So right should be 20, right? So I will just switch the numbers and left should be 10. Simple, right? And I will just update this part to Google, right? So now we have our UI almost ready, right? And it is pretty similar. Okay. What we can do is we need to have some more space, right over here. So of course, you know how you can do that is using size box. You're going to put some size box over here. Sized box. And let's put a height of 70, right? And then we need to have such text saying that do you have an account sign up? We have that. I hope you guys are following me. Okay, sir, it shows important error for the package font awesome. What should I do? It shows important error for package. Make sure you use this package right over here. First, you should install the package such like this under the, make sure you have the Cupertino and font align in one manner, because in YAML file, tab matters a lot. Tab indexes matters a lot, right? And as soon as you paste this, hit control save, right? If you will do that, the command will get run and it will install the package. And if the package is installed, then you should not get an error. Okay, so we have a size box ready, but now we need to have a text. So I will just use this text of Google. Now I need that text outside of my row. If I put my text inside row, then it is going to come next to this these buttons, right? I need underneath the button. I need outside of the button so that it will be in a vertical manner. So what I will do is I will put my, you can see over here, my row is getting over here. So I will hit and I will put my text over here. So now you can see we have something, but it is of white color, and that is the reason it is not visible. I'm going to remove the color. Even I'm going to remove the style only so that it is visible. So now we have a Google, right? Now there is one more issue, that it is not on the bottom. How do we do that? So now what I will say, that till buttons, whatever the content we have till there, it is fine. But after what I'm going to put to the button should be at the end of the screen. So before text, right over here, right, I will use something called spacer. I hope you should not get an error. SP, right? And I will just separate it with a comma. So now you can see it took all the available space and it sent our item on the bottom. But along with that, even it pushed over all the items on the top. And how do we get rid of that? So I need to go to this landing page icons, right? So I will go to that landing page. It is right over here, right? This is the landing page. And even I say, you use spacer over here. So everything will be centered. Right? So now you can see we have space, available space on the top, everything is centered, then we have a space, and then what we are writing after this space is going to be there, right? So what I will do is, what was the text? Don't have an account. Okay. Don't don't have an account. Sign up. Right, so now we have a text which is ready, but I don't want this to be, like touching the edge more. So what I will do is I will simply give some padding, right? And it will be a little bit on the top. So you have a padding widget as well, and you have a padding for that particular thing. So for those widget, if padding is not available, we can use a padding widget directly. So yeah, it is kind of today we completed more in 1 hour, I guess. So yeah, it was good. Okay, so now I need to send a code. 1 second. Control A. Update the code. Yeah, the code is updated. Okay, so now for 15 minutes, we are going to have a quick like Q&A session, not 15 minutes, 10 minutes. And then we are going to explore the importance of scaffold, what is scaffold and why we need to use, or why we need to understand the scaffold more. Okay. Now, the important thing what we left out over here is when we were clicking a button, it was actually a clickable, but right now the buttons are not clickable, right? It is just a design. How do you make your button clickable, right? So now we want this container, which is green color container, to detect some gestures, right? So if I tap, it should respond on that gesture, right? So we have a widget called gesture detector, and we need to tap on this button. So if I tap, or if I double tap, it will understand that what's happening on that particular area. So now what I should do is, this is my container which says sign in with email, and that container ends right over here. I will put my cursor on this container. Follow this, guys. I will put my cursor on this container, use my bulb symbol, wrap with widget, and I will name that widget as gesture detector, right? So now I have a capability to detect gestures if I do something on this button. So what I will do, for now, I'm going to say on tap, and I'm going to write a function on this button called hello, right? So if I tap on this button, I'm going to get an hello in my terminal. So right over here, just take a look. If I click, I'm going to get an hello, right? Now this is for one tap. Even you have all the detectors on double tap, on force pressed end, on force pressed pick, on force press start. So you have all the detectors over here. If you are dragging, or if you're double tapping, or if you're force pressing, right, everything will be handled using gesture detector. So yeah, gesture detector is pretty useful, and I always use this whenever writing any code for Flutter. So yeah, this is the way to create your own button, or else you can use the buttons which is given by the material widget as well, right? So that was flat button, outline button. There are more buttons. I don't really remember because I have never used that. I have always used my custom buttons, and I feel that that is the more easiest way to have more control on the buttons. All right. So now, if you have any question, guys, go ahead and ask. After that, what we are going to do is on tap, we are going to navigate to another page, right? And that page is going to be our quick B form, right? So what I can do is on my on tap right over here, and when I'm printing, instead of that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use same thing, that is navigator dot push, and then I'm going to use my material page route. I'm going to use context and I'm going to use the another class name. We need to create that class. Still, we have not created that class. So we can say new file, and we're going to name this file as form login form.dart, right? And I'm going to use stateless widget for now. And this widget, I'm going to call it as login form. Make sure to give capital name for the class, or else you will get an error, not an error, warning. I will use material. Okay. And over here, I will use a scaffold. So guys, I have created one more file called loginform.dart, right? And this file is going to have one blank scaffold, right? So this is pretty simple, 8 line of code, right? You can, half of the code will be done by the intelligence. I'm going to make it call over here as login form, right? So now if I click on this button, right? If I click on this button, that is our sign in with email, it will navigate me to the new page, right? I can come back, I can click, it will navigate me to the new page, right? Now on this new page, we need to understand why scaffold is more important and what things you can do with this scaffold, right? So now what I'm going to do is I will go on this page and I'll go to the login form for the scaffold, right? Now scaffold gives you many things. Now you need to see over here, we have a back button, right? How do we get this back button? So it is pretty simple. We need to use app bar, and we will call as an app bar. As soon as you do this, you will get an app bar ready, and you will get a button as well ready, right? But now the app bar is having some different color, and we don't need that color, right? So first thing, using this color only, right, what we will do, we will just see what we can do with the app bar. We can put the title, right? And title is going to be a widget, so you can use whatever widget. If you want to put image, whatever you want, you can do that. So I will say login form, right? So this will create a title for me, right? So this is the API which is provided by the material, and you don't need to write some positioning for that. You just give your you just give your text, and it will position exactly where you want. Now you need some icons on the left, on the right hand side, right? For that you can use actions, and inside that actions I'm going to use icon, and that is going to be an icons.check. Let's put an icon over there, right? And I really want to get rid of this debug symbol. So I will go to the main.dart, and inside my material app, I will make that debug check banner to false. I will reload. So now you can see we don't have that banner. All right. So now you can see the app bar is pretty important, and app bar will be only available when you're using a scaffold, right? Or else you can create your own app bar, like how we created our button. We can create our own app bar as well, right? So now in our design, we don't have any other thing over here. We just have an icon which is of back button, right? And for that, if you are an Android user, if you're running your app on the Android screen, you will not get this icon. You will get a material back icon, right? I'm using an iOS. The app is running on iOS, so I will get an iOS designed icon of back button, right? So I will just get rid of this, right? And what I will do, I will change my background of the app bar. So I will say background color to colors dot transparent. This will make my app bar transparent, but the app bar was having some elevation, right? So what I will do, I'll try to make my elevation to 0, right? So this will remove all the things from my app bar. And along with that, our background is also white and our icon is also white. And that is the reason we are not able to see anything right now. So for that, I need to change the icon color. So I will use icon theme. And for that, I will use icon theme. And I will try to, what does it accept? Just 1 second, icon theme data. Icon theme data. And I will try to make the color of my icon to colors dot gray with an opacity of 200. 200 is more. 400. This looks better. 500. Yeah, this looks more better. And I want to change. Okay, now can you notice one thing? I'm not able to see my status bar, the battery part, and the timer part on this page, right? It is not available anywhere, right? Because I changed my app bar to, you know, totally blank. So what I can do is I can set my brightness to the corresponding color. Let me just try in my login form. I will use brightness and brightness dark, or else how about light? Okay, so can you see, as soon as I change my brightness, we have a lighter background. So I need my status bar to be dark, right? So it works vice versa. If you have a dark background, right, and you need to make your status bar white, then you need to make your brightness dot dark, right? So this is how it works. So now you can see it's visible everywhere now, right? And it is pretty same, and it is looking just like this, right? So now let's try to, we already have these things ready, so we can directly use it. Again, the thing is, our whole UI is in one column, right? So what I will do, I will use a column. I will come out of my app bar, right? I will come outside of my app bar, and I will use body for my scaffold, and I will use it as a column, right? Column accepts things as a children. For that, we need to use first as landing page, right? This will give me the stuff right over here. I want to make things center. So what I will do, main axis alignment to main axis alignment dot center, right? And why it didn't got center right away? It just got center this part. How about if I wrap my column with a container and I say take a width of max double dot max finite. So this will take the available space, and then it makes our icons to be in center, right? So now I have a column ready. I have a landing page. Now I need to have a form, right? And here is the form, which is looking something like this, right? So what we need to do is we need to use a text fill for this, right? And then buttons and the forget password. So before we go, instead we use cross-axis alignment, right? Cross-axis alignment. Okay, so your question is why I didn't use a cross-axis alignment, why I used container and then make it double dot infinite, right? So yeah, so max finite. So if you will see over here, right, first I will go with the first question, which is asked by Harshwat, right? So the thing was inside our, I'll just show you. I'll remove this width, okay? And what is the problem? I'll just show you. I'll put a color over here, so you will get to know colors.red. And you see, we are only having that much space, how much content we have, right? Now, if I use cross-axis alignment center, means it should make my data, whatever the content I have, horizontally it should be centered. But right now we don't have that much enough space available for the content to be centered. Our content is only this much, and it is automatically centered, right? So this is the reason why I used a container, right? And I set my container to take all the available space so that my content will be centered, right? Yeah. I'm coming to that. What is the difference between double dot infinity and double dot max finite? So this is kind of the answer, which I don't have a clear question, because both of them work same way. But the thing was, when Flutter was in alpha, when Flutter was in an initial stage, the method was called as, there was only method called infinity. So infinity and max finite will always take the available space. It will automatically find what is the width available for your device, right? So you don't need to check using media query what is your device. So max finite will always return, or infinity will always return a number, whatever your width is having. So for example, I will just show you over here. I will just print media query. Media query. Oops. I will use my media query to know what is the width and height of my device, which currently my app is running. Dot size dot width. So this will return me a number of all the whole width available for my. So you can see it is 375, and that is what exactly the max finite and infinite do. It returns the exact number what your device is having. So now instead of double dot max finite and infinity, if I'll just use this right over here for width, I'll just use this. You can see I will get the exact width available for my screen. So I will remove the I'll remove the color so that it will not look weird, right? Now, after my landing page, I need to have a form. I hope I answered the question for Surya as well as Swastik. Okay. Now we have a form, two text field, right? One is email address and password. So now what we need to do is we need to use a form, right? Inside of a form, we are going to use column again so that we can put things inside. That is two part, right? And it is having a children. The first children is having a text field, right? If I put this, let us see what we have. You can see I got a text field, right? Which I can just go ahead and type something. I will put another text field. And I have two text field ready, right? So right over here, I have two text field ready. Now, what I can do is I can give some spacing to my whole container, right? So that I will get some spacing from all the sides. So I will wrap my container in a padding, and then I will just save it to get some spacing. So you can see I got some spacing, but it is not visible. I'll put 10. So now I have some spacing. It is not so close to my container, right? So now, how do you put label and how do we change the color? So changing color is a bit tricky. You need to do I guess you need to do two things for that. So yeah, definitely we will do that. But in case if you have any questions, you can just go ahead and raise it. We have 30 more minutes to go, right? So definitely you should raise a question for that. If you have one, or else it is totally fine. We can just go ahead and build whatever things we are doing till now. So did anyone is confused somewhere, or something is not working? Just let me know. Okay. So now what we can do is, first thing first, what we need to do is we need to have some space in between. So what I will do, I will put some size box. I'm going to put as height 20.0. I'm going to take a look on the screen. Okay. Is it possible to remove the bottom line of the text field? Yes, of course. You can remove. So I'm using text field. There is multiple way to design the text box, right? You can create your own text box, right? But this should not be a text field. We are using inside the form, so it should be a form text. It should be a text form field. Sorry, text form field. Now we need to have the labels for that. So what I will do, I will use decoration, and I will use, for box decoration, we were using box decoration, right? To decorate our box. Now to decorate our input, we will use input decoration, right? I will pass my label text as first as email address, right? I will get an email address right over there. And then for another text decoration, another input decoration, I will pass it as maybe document, and I will pass it as password, right? So we have email and password ready. But now the thing is, if I type a password, the password is visible, and that is not a good thing. So what I will do, I will secure my password by saying opt secure text to true, which will hide my text. So you can see I cannot see my text now. Oops. So now the text is not visible. Now let's see how we can do other things. Now we have the focused, we have a border. We have border property. Yes, of course. We have multiple properties, right? And we can change all the properties according to our need. So you can see we have something called autocorrect, right? We have autofill hints, right? We have autofocus. So there are tons of properties available over here. You can play with it like in your free time, right? And you can understand what exactly all properties are working with, right? But definitely you should check all these properties. And to make this, there is something called inside decoration, we have something called border. So now using this border, right, we can change the border as well. So now you can have outline input border, right? As soon as I do this, you can see what type of input box I got, right? So there was a question from me how we can remove that bottom line. If you want to remove that bottom line, you can play with the border, and you can have the decoration done in this way, right? So now you can see we have a different available icons ready, right? Cool. I'm going to format my document, but still we have more thing to do with this, right? And we can definitely change the color as well. It is enable border, right? And I'm going to say it as, what does it accept? Border decoration. I'm not really aware about this enable border. Okay. Input. Even we can remove the whole border as well. Input decoration, input border dot none. This should actually remove if we don't have the outline border. Right. So you can see over here, if it is unable, right, then you can see on enable we have a border, but if we disable, we don't have a border. So we can directly remove when our text box is actually enable, we have a border. After that, we don't have. For that, you can use disable border, input border dot none, right? So even if you select, it will not have. Let me just restart. So now you can see we don't have a border, but on focused, right over here, if I even remove input border dot none, even when I focus, I can remove my borders, right? So now you can see we don't have a border anywhere. Now, what else we can do with this is focused color, and what color we want to put over here is color, and it is going to be the same color for our pin drop. So on landing page, I'm going to use the same color for our I'll remove this part so that we will get a border. I should rebuild. Sometime I really need to rebuild the app to. Okay, this is focused color. This is the color, but still we are not getting. I don't know what's wrong. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Error style, fill color, focused border. Okay. Now, if you want to put some icons over here in starting or ending, even you can do that. So there are so many things you can do with the text form field. Of course, you need to explore all the properties, right? But yeah, you can play around with this stuff. But let's move forward. It's 9:43. Now, what we need to have is, let me just get rid of this outline border, and same stuff we need. All right. So now we have same thing, but right over here, it should be email address. All right, so we have two text box ready. How to make the form to get only numbers as input like mobile number. So right over here, we have input, uh, we have a property called input type. Or a keyboard type, I guess. Yes, a keyboard type. And I would say, uh, what does it accept? Let me just take a look. Text input type, text input type as date and time, email, multi-line, name, number, phone, street address, text, URL, values, visible password. You have all the available things. If you want a number or if you want a phone, you can just use it. But I have disabled my, you know, the text. I mean the the input keyboard, right? So it is not getting open over here because I always use my keyboard. So that is the reason it is not getting open. But if you will see in yours, it will be definitely visible, right? So it will open. If you put number or phone, it will just display the number keyboard. If you will put it as an email address, you will get an @symbol so that user can easily put the things over here. So keyboard type is the thing we need to manage what we want to put. Okay. I hope I answered your question, Surya. I'm not able to open it. I don't know why, because I have disabled. I know I remember that I have disabled. So that is the reason it is not coming up over here. Yeah, okay. Now, okay. Keyboard type opens a virtual keyboard. Not a virtual keyboard. If you are using in a rival device, it will actually open your native keyboard, not a virtual keyboard. A native keyboard will be open. If you want a virtual keyboard, then you have to design it by your own, and that is what a virtual keyboard means, right? When you when you don't have a trust on the keyboard given by the operating system or by the app, right? Then you should use your virtual keyboard. You really need to design that by your own. All right, now we can use the same text and the forgot password if we want to do, or else I can leave this part on you guys. At least you can implement this two part, right? I'll give you a hint. You need a row. Then you need first as a button. We have already created a button, sign in as an email. You can use the same button, and then you need to have a text, something called forgot password, and that's all. Your UI will be ready. So if we have a question now, we can go ahead and take a question, or else if we have a quiz now, we can go ahead and take a quiz as well. So guys, go ahead and shoot a question if you have. I am waiting. Let's have some interaction. Okay, I will share it.
Sir,
Yes.
so in the email address, you asked us to enter the address, but in some we can also discuss sample of how to enter the email address, right? In some apps, there's some sample written over there in the email address line. We can add this. How will we add that, sir?
Okay, so you mean that at some places, for example, the domain will be fixed, right? For example,
no. Suppose in the email address we have not entered anything. It's
okay,
just displaying something xyz@gmail.com. It
okay.
He's
displays
asking for link folder.
So how can we do that, sir?
Okay, so you need a suggestion. You're saying that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so as I mentioned, right, we have many suggestion over here. What is that property called as? There is definitely one property called suggestion or something like that. that will actually show you the suggestion, whatever recently you have typed. 1 second. Yes, over here. Can you see enable suggestions? If you just put true, this will definitely give you all the suggestion which you have done. But on password, I don't think so. You will get the suggestion. But on email, you will get a suggestion. I don't know, will I get over here or not, because I have never used, we have not used anything over here. So this will definitely, it will not show anything. But if you have used something, it will just show over here. I'm going to put my input type as what was that property? Keyboard type, sorry. What's wrong? I just use from here. There are tons of properties available in the Flutter. It is really hard to, remember things. I always open documentation one side, like the documentation which is provided by the Flutter. So I always read the documentation, or I always search the documentation when I get stuck. Text input type should be email over here. Since we have not used anything in a form, so I don't think so we will get a suggestion over here. But definitely, if you will use suggestion on, it will work. It is not showing. Do we have any other question? Out of today's topic question, how to get through the state management? Please help me with some suggestions. Out of today's topic question, okay, how to get through the state management? Okay, so in Flutter, there are multiple libraries available for state management, right? And it totally depends on you what you want to use. The one is Flutter block, right? And the other is provider. The Flutter block and provider are more popular, but I always use provider because I feel it is pretty simple than Flutter block. But yeah, it's your choice. Provider, I found provider more easy. So managing state in Flutter using provider, I feel a bit easy. So I always use provider. My favorite is provider, but there will be always war between provider and block. And there are many other library as well. For example, Redux. What other we have? Mobex we have. Yeah. Even we are getting the new enhanced version of provider, that is RiverPod, right? The same writer or the same creator of the provider has written some RiverPod as well. So yeah, you can go ahead and search. If you feel like whatever is easy for you, you can use it. But I will always use provider because it is pretty simple. Using just scatter and chatter, you can manage your state. So Hashwat, are you good at Flutter? Like, have you built something with Flutter? You were talking with okay, that's great. That's cool. Do we have more questions? So if you don't know what is state management is exactly, state management what state management do is it just rebuild your whole app, right? Wherever you are going to say that, wherever you're going to implement, for example, if you're using a provider, wherever you're going to inject your provider, that is going to rebuild your build method. That is what exactly the state management do. But if you are really good at managing, or if you're really good at object oriented programming, then you don't really need a state management. You can do that using set state itself. So wherever we are using provider, it will be having a stateful widget, right? So yeah, you can use set state directly if you are on the same page. Some more questions, or do we have a quiz today? Neil, you there?
Yeah, Hasnen?
Yeah. Do we have any quiz today?
Yeah, we have a quiz planned. I think Warrior will be presenting it soon enough. Once the questions are done.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah. All right.
So just a basic doubt, sir. If
Yes.
you
Go
don't
ahead.
mind,
Go
sir.
ahead. Yeah. Go ahead.
So, sometimes we use children and sometimes we use child, sir. What's the difference between these, sir?
Okay. So as I mentioned, right? See, whenever you're using the widget, which is going to have multiple things, right? For example, it is going to accept multiple widgets. Then always use children. So it's just a grammatical definition, right? If you're going to have a single widget for that particular, but for that particular widget, then it is going to be a child. But if it is going to be more than two widgets, then it is going to be children, right? Now there are many widgets who accepts things as a children. For example, column, row, stack, right? So there are multiple widgets. Now those things has their own way of doing, right? You need to understand when you need to use that, right? So there is a basic difference between children and child. When you have a single widget, then it is going to be a child. When you're going to have a multiple widget, then it is going to be a children. But it totally depends on what widget you are using. So for example, form accept only one widget, so it has a child. But column accepts multiple widgets, right? So it has a children. And you can see we created a list. Actually, this is a list, right? You can see over here, this is a list right over here, and we are separating every widget with a comma. So if you know the basic concept of the programming, how we create a list is we just create like var int, and then we put our list something like this: 1 2 3 4 5. In the similar way, we are just creating a list over there, and we are putting, instead of one, we are putting our whole widget. Instead of this, we are putting another widget. So this is the list of widget. So the column accepts the list of the widget, whereas form just accept a single widget, right? So this is the difference between child and children. The widget which accepts list as a children, a list as widget, that is going to be a children. Right over here, you can see in the definition, create a vertical array of a children. Can you see it has clearly mentioned, then it creates a vertical array of children. When it comes as an array, it is going to be a more than one, right? I guess there is no need to call me a sir, something like that. It's totally fine. You can call my name. So what quiz we have today? The same, the concepts of what we explained today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, I know.
Okay.
Uh, uh, I think probably Warrior will be presenting the quiz soon enough. I think he's having some issues as such. Not
Okay.
really. Do give us.
Yes, I'm sharing it. I'm sharing it. So you want me to share all the files, or how exactly?
I think all the files will be better for everybody.
Okay. Are you guys familiar with the GitHub? What if I just push this code to the GitHub? You can use it. Is it fine? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
Yeah. Yes, I will do that. I am sharing the link for the GitHub. Okay, so this is just for your information. Like I have even the whole code for the same app is already there on the GitHub. If you can just go ahead and take a look over there, but it has a different different approach because I have written that so long back, kind of in 2018. So it doesn't have the same approach what we tried over here. It may have some more immature way. I have the code is written in more immature way because I was just learning the Flutter at that time, and I have created the same UI at that time. And along with that, even I have created a video for that. So yeah, you can even go ahead and take a look on this as well. And this is the repository.
Okay, so I think we can start with the Kahoot quiz, right, Hasnen?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay, now Pranav Warrior will be presenting the screen if I'm not wrong.
I'm on it.
Yeah.
Pranav, today just do the Chrome tab part. And I hope you guys are all excited to win some prizes for today.
Yeah,
So when those people when the winners will be getting the prizes today itself or at the end of the workshop?
Post the event. Like tomorrow we'll be after tomorrow's Kahoot, we'll get all the get all the prizes and all that, like get all the winners and all that, and accordingly we'll give them out the prizes. That's what the structure is actually.
Cool.
Is it visible?
Yes, it is.
Perfect.
Just let me know when.
Join.
when
And today's question is better. I'm better myself. Get up and
you guys start taking these. Thank you.
Problem, we can't hear you actually.
Yeah, am I audible?
You were audible, Pranal.
Okay, alright.
Just speak a bit louder.
Yeah, cool.
Pranav, I guess if you turn down the volume a bit of the Kahoot,
Is this okay?
thoda uncha. I mean, when the game starts, you can increase the volume. But right now, as we are speaking, just keep it low.
Yeah.
Is it still audible right now?
No, it's not. No, it's not. It's perfect. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Let's tell people to arrive now.
Ah, that's nice. Okay. Right. Just keep it at a mild volume. Yeah. Is it okay?
Yeah, it's good. Okay, so we have 19 participants. We need more. Come on, guys.
Do we have yesterday's winner over here?
That's actually a good question, to be honest.
Let's see.
I guess that's all. Number is not increasing now.
Is it like? Yeah, sure. I mean, do you want me to?
I think we can start, Pranav, if you can hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, okay. I think we can start the.
Can you go for it?
Yeah, we can go for it. I think there are only 21 people who will be joining us today.
Wait for 2 more minutes,
Yeah, sure. I'll just do that. I'll wait for some more time.
Okay. एक इंटर्नशिप ने मीट चाला
Yesterday, Midhuna won, right?
Yeah, Midhuna is here.
And then Nids, NIDZ, and Hashwant third.
Hashwat is also there, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's there.
I'll start since it's just still 21. If there is anyone, just text it on the chat box. Like if there is anyone, I'll just wait for 2 more minutes.
Yeah, just wait. There's Pratyush here.
Yeah, don't worry. I mean, we won't give repetitive prizes. All right. So if there is anybody left to or is planning to join, just text it on the group, no? So otherwise we can proceed with the thing. There are about 12 people who have not joined. Yeah, sure, Pranav.
All, I guess all three are here. Yesterday's winner.
Haha, yeah.
Vishnu was second last time, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
Is there the link for this? Okay, fine. One second. Somebody's asking.
If you want, you can send it to the groups.
Just go to kahoot.it and over there you'll be able to see a place where it asks you for the pin. Just put the pin in over there and you'll be able to access the Kahoot.
Pranav, just do one thing. Just can you like copy the link and send it to all the groups, just in case
Yeah, sure. I'm doing that. I'm on it.
network issues.
Actually, Ronald, there is no point of sending it to the groups because the questions will be displayed only on the Meet over here. So
Yeah, I mean, but the problem is if there is some kind of errors and all, they can at least join now. Because
yes, exactly. Okay.
Fine. It's 24. Oh, that's nice. People have that. Wilson is joined. Nice.
Yes, I'm in.
Yeah. Neil, I think Mohit is trying to join. I'm checking.
But what happened? I didn't understand, Pranav. Could you repeat?
Mohit is trying to join.
The Meet.
No. I mean the Kahoot.
What error is he getting exactly? Is he there in the meeting right now?
He couldn't like, stay in this meet.
Okay.
He had some network issue or something.
Okay. I mean, he can join the Kahoot though. That shouldn't be an issue.
yeah, I think Warrior, we have 24 players.
Yeah,
no,
I think.
Mohit just texted me. He's joining. He's trying to join.
Okay, all right, cool.
Okay. Also, people who are joining with names that is not theirs, try joining because you're just losing out on your.
Yeah, I do recommend you guys using your actual names because you know it'll be very tough for us to choose a winner.
Exactly. So
If nothing, I'll take the prize.
sure.
You're not taking it, not like yesterday.
There are a lot of people waiting for prizes here, Pronil. But still, Pronil will get a special mention.
Yes, I should.
Definitely.
Pranil, just let me know, okay? When
Yeah. There are 25 people. I think we'll just wait a second more if people want to change their names and stuff.
Did Mohit join the meet?
Yeah, Mohit Sai, right?
Yeah, Mohit sir. Is he in the meet?
He's in.
Is
He's
it?
in
Okay.
at least. I'll just check the meet though. Hold on.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, Mohit is in. Yeah.
Mohit is also here. Okay, fine. So I'll start. Okay. There's 27.
I think that's right.
Let's hope I have not like everyone's in. So yeah, I'm starting. Is it visible?
Yes, it is.
Time's running out, guys.
24 answers. Yeah, 26. More.
This should be easy.
That's great. I'll go next.
Yes, go next. Warrior.
Oh, nice. Hasnen
That's
is
not me. That's
no,
not me.
it's the other Hasnen who was leading yesterday for a few questions. Okay, let's go to the next question.
this is going to be tough bit for people because they don't know this.
Guys, faster answers. 7 seconds. 5. 1 second left. Oh, that's a tie between. Oh, people.
10 and 8.
10 and 8.
Yeah, by default it will be 8.
Yeah. All right. moving to next.
Okay, Rohan, you're the highest.
Hasnen. It's a competition between Hasnen and Hasnen.
No, I'm not going to answer now.
Yeah, I mean, it's technically not fair. I feel the other Hasnen should win.
Now I will answer. Full late.
5 seconds.
Okay, this has a better outcome. I'll go next.
Yes. Carry on. Okay, Mohit Sai, that's pretty good. Keep it going.
Yeah. Mohit Sai has the highest streak. Next.
Look at the speed of the answer.
Yeah.
Really putting in the effort.
We just need 3 or 4 more members left. Guys, 4 seconds. 1 second left. All right.
100%.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay, it's acceptable.
Yep. It's a decent outcome.
Yeah, it's a decent outcome, to be honest.
Oh, nice.
Hasnen.
Hasnen. High answer streak. Double points.
You're the answer. Guys.
Seconds left. 5.
Come on.
2 more answers.
2 more. See, this is nice again.
That was quick.
Okay. Moving to next. 19 seems to be like consistently, the
Yeah.
number.
Yeah, the number is used, yeah.
They were the consistent in the whole session.
I
Oh
mean,
my god, it's the same. The scoreboard is literally the same.
Yeah, same.
Nice. Moving on. Again, double points. Nice.
Even I don't remember this. Because I never run this. Visual Studio Code do every time for me.
Alright, okay. Okay,
That's a good response for a tough question, though.
yeah, that's true.
Okay. Let's see. Nice. Midhuna is the highest climber. Oh, she won yesterday, right?
Yeah, she did. She's defending champion, yeah. Come on, Madhuna.
She's coming.
I'm not gonna answer now. Oh.
Guys, 10 seconds left.
I'm not answering. All answer came. I will answer now.
Okay, that's.
This we didn't talk throughout the session, but it was visible like when we were adding.
Yeah. Oh, okay, Sachin. That's pretty good.
Hasnen
Why
is
I'm coming on top? I don't know. I'm not answering. I answered the last.
nice. I think this a tough question? Maybe.
It was not tough because we didn't talked about that throughout the session. So
Okay. Maybe
it
that.
was tough actually. We didn't talked about this.
Oh. Okay. Double points again.
This also we didn't talk. Let's see.
Guys, faster answers.
10 seconds. 10 seconds.
5 more seconds. 3 seconds left. A lot of people missing.
Oh,
All right.
that's nice.
That's a good turnout.
Yeah, it's a really good turnout.
Okay. Next question. Hasnen is climbing. So it's Mohit Sai.
Yeah, come on, Sachin, keep the momentum going.
Yes.
Multi-select.
Oh.
Nice. Guys, everyone can answer this question for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd really like. Okay.
It's funny that there are right and wrong answers to this.
I mean, it should be. I mean, they're doing a good job.
Yeah, okay, that's true. Oh,
Hasnen.
nice.
Okay. He's back on top.
Arvind answer streak of 3. Nice.
Swastik is close, catching up.
That's fast. Four people left. 4 people.
Come on.
3 seconds. 2 more answers.
All right.
Okay.
It increased from inside.
Okay. Next.
Next.
And scoreboard. Oh, that's nice. Stan is maintaining.
Yeah. Come on, Swastik, you can catch him up.
Vaibhav, come back. We're waiting for you. There are 4 more questions left. Double points again.
More answers.
Oh, this is bad.
This is actually kind of close.
Yeah, although since the answers all of these might be some doubts.
We only use gesture detector. That's the problem.
Oh, probably.
But if you guys have noticed, we even used a flat button, and flat button was having a child, right? So the child can be a container, and container can have a gesture detector. I mean, on tap functionality on flat button as well.
But it's funny,
Even
nobody
same goes with the raise button.
Yeah, nobody chose raise button. Maybe not aware.
The child can be anything. Like child can be a container, and we can have.
All right, that's a good question though. Let's go next. Again, just first points increase. Nice. Okay, 3 more questions left. Double points again. Really? Let's see how attentive you are though. I just said the answer.
10 more seconds, guys. 2 more answers.
This is a good attentiveness test. Wow, at least that's a very good outcome. Rohan.
It's like both of Hasnen are teaming up and playing or something.
Yeah, I know, man. I don't know him.
Fair, to be honest.
He sense Illuminati.
Yeah, there is some, something afoot. Yeah, okay, carry on.
Last but one. Oh, these are fast answers. We need 4 more. 3 more. 2 more.
3 more.
One last answers. All right. We hope you guys are learning from the mistakes, though.
Yeah, exactly. They'll get to know the correct answer.
Yeah, true. Oh, the scoreboards were quite consistent compared to yesterday. There's not many jumps.
I think it's the
Midhuna
scoreboard.
is although coming with a comeback. Let's see what happens. Last question. X and here. Multi-select.
I like the third one.
Yes, perfect. Nice. Oh, a small change.
Yeah, that's a slight change.
Last.
Guys, this is it. Come on.
Yes, redemption question.
This is pretty simple.
Alright, okay.
That's great. So quiz is
Let's
over
see.
and let's see how people did. And just increase the volume for fun. Wow. Third, Arvind.
Okay, Arvind, good job.
Second.
That's pretty good. I mean, I personally feel both of them are keeping up. So, for tomorrow's quiz, we ban both of them.
Yeah, exactly. That was a good game though.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a really good game, guys.
Like well maintained leaderboards. Not too many jumps here and there.
Congrats everyone to the win. I mean, congrats to the winners as well as the participants.
Exactly. You have one more day to get redemptions. Although the quiz tomorrow would be slightly more tough, get prepared, and then we have better prizes for the winners tomorrow.
Yes.
We are greatly anticipating it.
Yep. I'll just stop the presentation here.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, I'll wrap it up.
I guess, yeah.
Okay. You can hear me, right?
Yeah. You're audible.
Okay, so thank you guys for attending today. It was great fun. I personally had great fun. Hasnen, I'm sure you had great fun as well. And though I do feel we should probably be more interactive tomorrow, but it was still great. I had loads of fun. And
Yes,
the Kahoot
exactly.
was great. Hasnen, good job. And the rest as well. And Hasnen, the speaker Hasnen, tomorrow. I don't think it's fair.
Okay. I'm not going to participate at all.
And Hassan, once again, thank you for coming. It was a great honor having you here. We had a very good time.
Thanks a lot for having
And
me.
we are really looking forward for tomorrow.
Yep.
And guys, we'll be giving feedbacks. Please fill those up. Please check our Discord channel and definitely tag us on your stories at the rate HackClub VIT Chennai. and I really can't wait for tomorrow. I'm sure you guys can't as well.
Can we leave now?
Yeah. We'll close the meeting.
Happy Teachers Day.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yes,
yeah. Happy Teachers Day.
Yeah, happy.
We don't remember since we are now not in the school. So. Okay. Bye bye. I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, guys.
Sorry?
Take care.
How are the questions today? Was it hard, easy, good?
Yeah, it was good. It was good. But yesterday the session, like yesterday, I felt more interactive. People were more interactive yesterday, but today it was a bit less. Even I feel like I was also a bit low today. I also had a kind of.
I'm sure tomorrow, the third day, it'll be jam packed
Yeah.
with people, and there'll be
Yeah. Okay. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.
Yes. Okay.
Okay,
Bye.
Bye.
Have
Good day, everyone. Have a good day.
Good day, yeah.
Welcome.
वॉरियर ये छोड़ दे एक और भेजता हूँ
Yeah, sure.